more. So I'm going to set not 15 minutes on the clock, but 10 minutes on the clock to help myself speak. The reason I'm reading is to help myself speak. And let's just see what happens. 10 minutes on the clock. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 10 minutes. When we're tapped into our intuition and free from blockages that come from thinking, new inspiring thoughts and ideas can freely come through us as intended. And that is how we create goals out of inspiration instead of desperation. A question that significantly helps me settle my unhelpful thinking and tap into the limitless well of creative possibilities is this: if I had an infinite amount of money, had no fear, and didn't feel the need to receive any recognition, what would I do what would I do or create? Try asking the question and seeing what comes up to you. You'll be surprised at what surfaces when you remove the barriers of fear, criticism, and self-doubt. Let the inspiration rise to the surface, but then don't get caught up in thinking. Allow your true dreams to reveal themselves without shutting them down. To a mind without the limits of thinking, anything is possible. If you want to stay alive, nourish your body. If you want to feel alive, nourish your soul. Nothing is either good or bad. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Picture a piano with 88 keys. When we look at a piano, we don't point out specific keys and say that they are bad or wrong. We only think we only think a particular key is wrong if it sounds unpleasant in the context of a piece of music. Outside of the context of song, the piano has no wrong keys, only notes that can be combined in infinite ways. Just like how there are no wrong keys on the piano, there are no wrong decisions in life, only different paths. All we have to do is choose which to take. If we categorize paths as right or wrong, we close ourselves off from the ocean of opportunities available to us. Now, when I say there is no right or wrong, I don't mean that this is a license to cause harm. It is absolutely not. What I mean is there is not one correct path when navigating your personal decisions on this journey of life. Knowing there is no right or wrong relieves us of the pressure to choose the right one. Take, for example, a hike up a mountain. On the hike, there will be different spots where you can stop and look at the view. There are no wrong spots to stop to take in the magnificence of nature. And by being open to all places, we can see the view from different vantage points we haven't seen before. If you judge an option too soon, and you may be missing out on the most beautiful view yet. Even an option that seems lesser may hold unexpected benefits if you explore it further. Instead of looking for the right or wrong, good or bad, look for truth without judgment. But beware of falsehoods that you may have convinced yourself are the truth. The truth is rarely in the extremes, but somewhere in between. The actual truth is not subjective; it is true. But one person, but not for another. For one person, but not for another. Then it is not a universal truth. Look for what is universally true for every conscious human being on the planet, no matter who they are, where they're from, and what their background may be. This is the truth, and where you'll find everything you've been searching for. Remember that the truth is only ever inside, so don't try to look for it outside of you. What you obtain externally can always be lost, but what you find within yourself can never be taken away. An intelligent person is constantly learning. A wise person is always unlearning. How to follow your intuition. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Although there is no right or wrong decisions we can make, just like there is no right or wrong keys on a piano, there are decisions that are more aligned with us than others depending on the context. So then how do we choose which path to take when we make decisions? We want to rely on non-thinking. The more we try to think, analyze, and ask for outside opinions, the more it causes unnecessary anxiety and frustration. Most of the time, we already know deep what to do. This is often referred to as our intuition, gut feeling, or inner wisdom. When we seek outside counsel, we're actually just looking to confirm what our intuition is already telling us. But inviting an outside opinion will more than likely lead to more self doubt. Only you can know what is right for you. No one else can tell you this. There will be mentors and teachers who can offer guidance, but the best ones will tell you to listen to your intuition and look within yourself for the answer. The truth is only ever within you. This is why many of us experience regret after following another's advice. Deep down, we know we shouldn't have ignored our instincts. Your intuition will always lead you to where you need to go. It is a real-time inner navigation system that will tell you when to take a detour and which path to follow if you encounter a roadblock. It will guide you to exactly where you need to go, and the path it takes may surprise you. Do not doubt yourself. Trust that your intuition is bringing you exactly where you need to be. So what does following your intuition look like? When you're following your intuition, you're tapped into something greater than yourself. You are in a state of non-thinking and a direct connection with the universe. Intuition is not a form of thinking, it's a sense of knowing. You're not thinking about what to do, you just know what to do. It's not about making the right choice, but about trusting yourself and understanding you are choosing what is best for your current situation. Instead of trying to make a decision based on whether something is right or wrong, good or bad, make a make it based on a decision that feels most expansive to you, most and most expansive and aligned with who you are and what you value most. Your intuition will tell you that the choice is when you act. What the choice is when you act. When you follow your intuition, they are guided by an innate intelligence we all have, and you will always know what you need to do. To return to a concept from previous chapter, trusting your intuition is how you operate when you're in a flow state. When you're in the zone, take tasks seem effortless, and you open yourself up to information and opportunities beyond your logical mind. Intuition is how mothers know how to take care of their newborns. Without having much or any training, it's how you know your friend may not be fine, even though they say they are. You likely use intuition more often than you're aware of. And when considering intuition, many automatically assume it's only used within creative tasks and projects. But it is also highly useful in navigating life. Whenever there may not be an obvious right answer, it is the gut feeling that tells us to leave or start a relationship or job, to move to a new place. It tells us when to marry someone or start a family, what new thing we should try, or which old habit we should stop, and whether to talk to a stranger who might end up becoming a close friend. It is that still quiet voice that always nudges us around, that always nudges us toward the things we need and the things that will help us grow most. In the moment, fear keeps us where we are. Intuition leads us to who we want to be. This does not mean we should not use our intel, logic, and reason. Rather it is about using them without negative judgment and trusting our intuitive decisions so that we don't end up in a spiral of overthinking and suffering. The key is to use our thoughts instead of thinking. For example, if we are cooking with a recipe or brainstorming new ideas for work, we want to use our thoughts to help guide us. This means neutrally observing the situation and responding accordingly, but without attaching judgment to it. Too often, our thinking will kick in when executing these actions, and we'll end up thinking, "I'm not a good cook," or "I never have any good ideas." This negative story we create around the task is unnecessary and unhelpful. Our thinking minds will convince us that we must have everything figured out, but buying into the belief will only cause additional stress and suffering. We don't have to have it all figured out, nor can we. How can our limited minds possibly understand and try to manipulate the entire world to our desires? The great news is that we don't have to know everything. All we have to do is trust in our intuition and have faith that our inner wisdom will show us the best way forward. When you ask people who are the most abundant, joyful, and successful, know they made it and what led them to make the decisions they did. If you, wow, that's crazy. As soon as I looked, 10 minutes, easy. Today we read for 25 minutes total.